ladies and Mental Jen, and welcome to another replay cast. Today we are looking at the game in T57 Heavy on Fisherman's Bay. First of all, apologies for not putting up a YouTube video on Friday. I was a lazy shit, so I didn't make one, so RIP. But if you want to know in advance if there's gonna be no videos coming and some other stuff about what I do and for what reasons, then you can always follow my Twitter and Facebook popping on the screen now. Anyways, sellout mode over. So trying to make this play happen, it can't really work very well. This tank doesn't have the view range, doesn't have the speed, and doesn't really have the accurate gun either. So it's most likely that this shit is not gonna work, and it doesn't, and I get shot in the face for it. So a pretty bad start for me, but not really much I can do. I could have hoped to get lucky and catch out like a really bad KV4 player or something similar to that approaches this shit way too late. Now the T34 takes a shot at me as well, and this position has become completely useless, so I'm just gonna leave and find something better to do. If you look at the team list or just the map, we can easily tell that we are gonna lose the city. Their one TD is in the city and the rest of their tier 10s are heavy, so our setup is 1E100, 157, which is me who's playing, the only guy playing middle, and the rest of our team is TD, so not really the greatest setup ever for a map like this, but we'll see what happens. Our E4 is in the city, but that guy is not gonna turn out very useful in this game. Taking quite a risky peek here and getting quite lucky with that last T34 shot there as well. Usually you don't want to peek that high on the middle because people can shoot you from the right, but since their only TD that could be sniping from back there is already spotted and our team is being extremely aggressive on the right side, I should have, well, I felt like I would have been fine doing that play, and it turned out to be just fine as well. So the 57 Heavy isn't in HD yet, but it did get nerfed quite a while ago already, and the nerf to this was pretty significant, putting the 50B not only back on the map of things since the 50B got buffed as well. It put 50B actually quite a bit in front of the 57 Heavy on how powerful in general these tanks are. The 57 still has this insane potential, but this gun can have some sad parts about it, like, you know, not being able to pen a KV4. That second shot was aimed really poorly, but anyways, we did fuck up that magazine completely, and this gun does that at range if you are not shooting at tanks that are super easy to pen. I only repaired the track here because the sound that shit made was like I was hit by a fucking 155 or an RD. I mean, probably repairing there wasn't a bad idea anyways because of artillery, but I would not have repaired if I just knew it was just the Indian Panzer who shot me right away. But the sound that tracking made was like I literally got bombed by something huge. Anyways, we fuck up another shot here. Don't really want to go for another reload immediately if this guy goes out in the open again. But he doesn't seem to be very interested in that whatsoever. So our next play, we have to start facing these heavy tanks. There's no way around it. We have tried to dodge this for long enough. And it's a pretty good angle to shoot with E5. I'm kind of below him and his lower plate is angled horribly and he's in the open for a long time. So that was a really nice clip there. Would have been nice to have 4. We only traded 300 damage for it. So an excellent magazine there. And of course going for another reload, bumping into my friends here. Gonna check a bit to the right if I can maybe shoot the 155 or the RD here just in a second, but we need to hold this line and we cannot really expose ourselves too much to the right now because of the 155. Like if you look up the STA2, that's a great example on why you should be quite careful here on how you approach this shit, so I will try to do exactly that. RD takes out the lowest health tier 8 fucking tank it couldn't find. I guess it's something anyways, but we do manage to pick up the Tiger 2 and bounce a shot in return as well. If you count up all the bounces in this game, they're gonna end up being extremely important. Obviously bouncing the Indian Panzer KV4 combo once was really useful, and now the Tiger as well. And that is like the biggest advantage. Not only the DPM and the reload time favors the 57 Heavy quite a lot, but also just having overall more armor. I mean, when people aim at you, they're still gonna pen you. This was a pretty poor peek. I hope to get lucky, but I didn't. And now I run out of gun depression just before I can reach his track. So I don't want to overcommit to this because I'm never gonna kill him. So I'm gonna go for these dodgy ass turret shots. We actually do pen one, which is great. But now I have to fuck off once again, and the E5 is on my flank. I could have gone actually for the E5 if he's not hulled down, but at the moment, since the E100 is not looking this way and he actually fires and misses, I have enough time to relocate behind him and just empty a clip into him. And once again, something that the 50B would clearly not be able to do here. Maybe with a 50B I would have penned more shots with the first mag, but at the same time I probably would have been dead by the time, because I would not have bounced enough shots to really survive this long. Anyways, we do pick up the E100, pretty good outcome there. The E5 tries to get the refrag back on me, but I am way within cover, and the TVP is still covering me as well. Meanwhile, the Foch picks up another tier 8, and now the E5 is busy shooting the charioteer, which is a bit annoying for me because I can't reach him just in time to save the charioteer. If that shot would have been I probably could have actually saved him, but we do pick up the E5, so it's not the worst trade ever. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was RDAP that just missed me, but now I'm gonna speed this shit up because there's just literally just relocating over the map with a 57 Heavy. There's not really much to say about this. I mean, we clearly have to approach this Foch with extreme care and caution. The TVP needs to be the first one to go in. The E4 is AFK, by the way, so he's gonna be a no help. But taking this bush first to see if I can spot him. My chances of outspotting a TD that probably has optics or binos are close to zero, as I do not use optics on the T57 Heavy. For those of you wondering, the equipment on this is rammer. Well, you can't mount rammer. It's a vert stab, gun length drive, and ventilation. You could argue about putting optics on instead of ventilation, but I don't really feel it's worth in this tank because it's so fucking the gun is so underwhelming on longer ranges anyways, that even if you spot things at longer ranges, you're gonna really struggle to hit them. So that's not really what this tank is all about. And now missing the first shot as always, but I do end up picking the blind shot at least. So we do pick up the Arty, and I'm gonna go for another reload obviously, as we still need to kill the 155. Once again, the TVP plays well along with me. He doesn't try something stupid, doesn't try to go in there and try to fucking force the issue here, because obviously the 155 will kill him with pleasure, and it's gonna be if the 155 doesn't get spotted when he kills the TVP, this game is over. I'm never gonna win against the full health 155 with a 57 Heavy on 200 hit points. Even if I was full health, he could almost clip me. So there's no way I can really 1v1 the Foch, so I need the help from the TVP and possibly even the Hardy, but we haven't come to that point yet, so I'm going to relocate a bit more towards the middle. The TVP signals that he's been spotted, so that's a useful information for us. It kind of limits on where the 155 could be. It's most likely, if it's not the middle, somewhere over here in the bushes, then it has to be the J line, or maybe at G3, but that's more unlikely, as the spotting there would be quite tricky. Anyways, we're gonna move back to just get another angle. Really, there's nothing really else about this. Obviously, when you have two tanks, you need to approach the issue from two different angles. The TVP actually pushes up to the bushes now, and since he's not dying or taking damage, the Foch is either camping somewhere way in the bushes, or maybe he's further back, or maybe he just went away. We can't really tell. That's why I chose to do this passive route, because the 155 could just try to run away, and to be fair, the right play for that 155 was to go aggressive and try to kill one of us and then get away once again. Sitting like that in the cap circle is not really gonna end well for him, as you know, we're just gonna play around that and we're just gonna flank him and fuck him. And now he gets spotted, he gets one shot into the TVP, but as that is the shittiest and the slowest autoloader in the entire game, the TVP shouldn't have that many warriors and trying to get away from that. And I do get here, and my first shot misses horribly, and the timing here works extremely poorly for me as well, as the TVP turns the Foch right in me. I do pick up that shot though, which is nice, and the Foch misses. That gun is so fucking terrible that I wasn't that nervous about dying there, but anyways, that's the game. Anyways, that's the end plate. Ace Tanker, 3562 experience with the double. Top Gun, high caliber, 6,869 damage done, 242 assisted, 1,187 base experience with obviously 6 kills. So pretty decent showing for the 57 Heavy. And a lot of people are these days are like, oh, the 50B is just flat out better. It's not flat out better. I do agree that the 50B is better than the 57 Heavy in most cases, but in this game I probably would have ripped in pepperonis and we would have lost this game horribly with it if I was playing a 50B, just because my DPM would not have been enough to really do that E100 in, and also I would not have been able to really survive that, as I did bounce quite a bit of shots. They were mostly tier 8 shooting me, and the 50B still has some potential to bounce shots with its hull as well, but at the same time, in general, the 50B's armor obviously is going to perform much worse. Anyways, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed the replay cast, and I'll see you on the next one.